Welcome back to the Republic of Rugby. I'm Ziggy and this is episode 2. This week we're going to be talking about the news, the big news of the week, and the big games coming up this Saturday. Mainly Wales, Argentina, kicking off first, South Africa, New Zealand, then Ireland, France, and Scotland, Italy. Some really good games there. So probably I think the biggest news this week would have to be about Australia, who aren't even playing this weekend, but Matt Giteau has not made the World Cup side or squad that Robbie Deans has named. I think it was not a surprise to a lot of people because after the Samoan performance, he's been used as a scapegoat. Interestingly enough, though, I think he has to be pretty devastated from a personal point of view. He's played 90 odd caps for Australia. He's been a pretty solid performer for many years, probably over the last 9 or almost, something crazy like that. So to miss out on this squad, he's going to be pretty. The next shocker is that Rocky Elton has been stripped of his captaincy, of the Australian captaincy, and been replaced by James Horwill. Quoting Rocky says, well, it is what it is, and Horwill's been playing pretty well. So I suppose it's probably a reflection of his form. He's been out for a long time with a knee injury, and I suppose he's getting back to that level. He needs to concentrate on playing well, and I suppose Dean's mindset behind that is that Hall's been doing a good job and let Rocky get back into it. So, okay, so let's talk about the big games this week. Let's talk about Wales, Argentina first. You got to like the Argies, actually. To be honest, I think they are a strong side. Many people are saying that they aren't as strong as they were in 2007, where they performed pretty well. Finished third. Looking at their side, they're at full strength against Wales, and they've got 12 guys, I think it is, playing in the top 14 in France, and the rest playing in the Premiership. So they're playing top-level rugby, and they're going to bring a lot to the table. They'll come to Pony there, guiding the ship, so I think they really got to bring a good game to Wales. And Wales are going to have to be on the ball again. Wales have made a good few changes, notably Ryan Jones back in there at captain. They're bringing in Lee Burns at the back there at fullback, and Halfpenny on the wing. Again, they had a great game defensively, obviously, against England last week. I think they'll obviously want to continue that and show a bit of flair on attack and gain some continuity and score some tries. Next game is the big guns. Last Rugby World Cup's champions, South Africa, play the pretenders, the All Blacks. Billed as a full-strength South Africa side, or pretty close to it anyway. The test, what they're talking about is depth of the New Zealand side. Full-strength South African side where they've got Lambie, they're bringing a fullback, Dupree at halfback, Dupree also at hooker. Please, people are saying he's the in-form hooker, it should be the only way in front of Smith. Is at number 8, Rousseau. It's interesting there without the presence of McCaw. How is he going to dominate in that loose? And I think obviously you've got in the engine room there, you've got Barkey's Bolter and Matfield. So it's a pretty strong South African side. Again, they'll be disappointed last week coming off a loss against Australia, but so they'll be coming out firing. New Zealand, bit of an unknown quantity. I think they seem to be pretty excited about the game, but they've made some pretty wholesale changes there, going from Woodcock coming back after a long injury, not played a lot of top level rugby, obviously very experienced, but does he have the fitness there? Far coming back from a cheek injury. Adam Thompson, I think it's going to be really interesting how he plays that open side flanker, especially with the competition he's playing against. He's been on form this year, but is he going to produce the goods at that level? Colin Slade, for example, again, a pivot where, he's been given this opportunity. He's a pretty solid performer, but it's a different level. Is he going to make the step up? I think I like him. He's solid and he controls the game very well. But it's going to be a key point, a key position, and one to watch this weekend. Richard Kahui, coming back from injury, wants to make a stand, put his hand up to be selected for the World Cup. Isaiah Tuiava and Israel Dag at the back there as well. So a lot of players being given the opportunity to say, hey, pick me for the Rugby World Cup, and it'd be interesting to see how they go. But also, I think when you look at the overall game, you've got a full strength South African side playing a strong New Zealand side with a keen and need to show the selectors that they want to be picked. So it's going to be a great game. Let's see how it turns out. Next game, Ireland-France, being played this weekend in Dublin. Ireland are bringing out the big guns this week. You've got a Driscoll back there who pairing in the centres there with Darcy. They've got a Connell back in the second row starting with O'Callaghan. And you've got Sexton, you've also got Heaslip, Wallace, Ferris on the bench, which is good to see him back after a long injury, so it'd be good to see him come off the bench. And good, I think. They would have liked to have won last week. They played in patches, obviously performed well in spots, so this week is really about putting in the whole 80-minute performance and coming away with the win. They're saying the win's not important going into the World Cup, but I think everybody knows that it's obviously better to win than it is to lose, and that confidence that it brings when you are winning, that shows it, even though you're working hard. I think if you're working hard and losing, it makes it so much harder, doesn't it? So let's hope and let's see how they put it together this week against the French. The French. I think the French have made, well, I know the French have made 13 changes. And there's only two guys that were playing last week that'll be playing again today, so that they're taking the opportunity to have a look at guys and players and combinations. Does it mean that they're going to be any weaker? Looking at the side, it doesn't look like they're going to be. So I think Ireland are going to have their hands full. Ireland will have to dominate, but France, you've got to love the French and hate them too, I suppose, sometimes because of their flair and their ability to win every game. I thought, like even last week, they started really well. They went off the boil when Ireland came back into the game. They did enough just to take victory and put Ireland in their place, I suppose. But so I think there's no doubt that France are going to be really strong. It'll just be interesting to see how they mix it up with the new combinations. Right, time for predictions. Wales, Argentina, toughie. On paper, Wales should win, I think. Argentina shouldn't really win, but I think I'm going to go, and some people are going to kill me for this, I'm going to go Argentina by 5. I think it's going to be a tight game. Wales doesn't look like, they've got to get their scoring game, got to score some tries. So I'm picking Argentina, so let's see what happens there. South Africa, New Zealand, great looking South African team, lots of experience there. They're going to be fired up, playing arguably, well, it is a second string New Zealand side, but the New Zealanders are going to be full of confidence. Lots of guys want to put their hands up and show the selectors they should be in that World Cup squad. I'm going to pick New Zealand, I think, not by much. It's going to be close. So New Zealand. Ireland, France. I think it'd be easy to pick France. Ireland are at home, so I'm going to pick Ireland. Ireland by, not by well either, by 10 I'd say. Oof, that might be giving me too much. Maybe, let's say, by 7. And the other game that we haven't talked about, but let's just make a prediction there. Scotland v Italy. I'm going to go for Italy, actually. Scotland just haven't shown me enough in their depth. They're a bit static. They're, not really exciting. I think Italy are making leaps and bounds, so I want to go with Italy. What do you guys think? And if I get it wrong, you can tell me all about it. So tune in, and we'll see you next week, and we'll talk about everything that's going on in the world, the news, the big games, rugby.